Hello everyone, welcome once again to my channel. So far we have been discussed 5 examples of exercise 6.1 of chapter Linear Inequalities of NCERT Mathematics 11th class. Now we should move to next examples and only 3 are left, and with these 3 examples we will be completing our exercise 6.1. So let's start with the 6th example. This is the statement of our 6th example. We have to solve the equation and then we have to represent the solution on number line. Just like the 5th example, it's a bit complicated only. The rest of the steps are very much identical. So again, solve the right hand side. 3x minus 4 upon 2 greater than equals to x plus 1 minus 4 upon 4. 3x minus 4 cross multiply 4 upon 2 greater than equals x minus 3. 2 2s are 4, you will get 2. 3x minus 4 greater than equals x minus 3. 6x minus 8 greater than equals x minus 3. 6x minus x greater than equals minus 3 plus 8. 5x greater than equals 5. X greater than equals 1. So simply we have to represent this solution on the number line. So just draw the number line. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and up to so on, and minus 1, minus 2, minus 3 and up to so on. Okay. Now solution is greater than equals 1. We will start from 1. We will just highlight the line and we will then put an arrow in the right hand side direction because all the values are greater than 1. So they must be lying on the right hand side of the 0, that is on the right hand side of the number line. So this is how we represent solutions of linear inequalities on number line. Don't worry, we will learn in the further exercises that how to represent the solutions on graph. It's also very easy. But firstly, let's complete with our first exercise. Let's move to now example number 7th. This is our 7th example, which is actually in the form of a statement. We have to construct an equation and then we have to find the solution of that equation. Now it looks a bit complicated to construct an inequality from an equation because we can construct equations from the statement, but inequalities, it's a new thing. So I'll just make you understand it very carefully. So understand very carefully, all right? The marks obtained by a student of class 11th in first and second terminal exams are 62 and 48. First terminal exams, it's 62 marks. Second terminal exams, it is 48 marks. Alright, find the minimum marks he should get in the annual exams. We don't know how much he will score in the annual exams, but we have to find. So when we have to find something, we just suppose it equals x. Let final marks equals x. Clear? Final marks are x. Find the minimum marks he should get in the annual exams to have an average of at least 60 marks. Average means we have to find the average, so just write it in the mean form. X plus 62 plus 48 divided by 3. This is the average of all these. To have an average of at least 60 marks. Average can be equals 60 and it can be at least equal 60. It means it must be greater than 60 or equal 60 but not less than 60, because we have the minimum value, we have the least value of marks that he has to score in the final exams. All right, that average is at least 60 marks. So the marks will be, the average of marks should be, it must be greater than or equals 60. This is how we will construct an inequality. It's simple. They have given the marks of 2 semesters and final examination marks are to be found. We have to find the limit. We have to find the minimum marks, not the exact marks, all right? Because we cannot find the exact marks. We are dealing with inequalities, not the equations. That is why we have to find the average. So we have written in the average form, and at least the lowest limit of marks was given, the lowest limit of average marks was given, so we written greater than equals. If there would have been written at most, then the inequality sign would be reversed. It will be less than equals 60. All right, if there would have been written at most, so just take care of these things: at least, at most, maximum, minimum. All right, so now let's solve this equation. It's very easy. Now 60, 40, 100 plus 10, 110. So 110 plus x, just multiply it on the right hand side. 3 6 are 18, 180. X greater than equals 180 minus 110, x greater than equals 70. So he must score a minimum of 70 marks in the final exams. Because it's greater than equal 70, he can score 70 as well, and he can score more than 70. So it means the minimum limit is 70 only. Either he scores more than 70 or he scores equal 70, but he should not score less than 70. That is why it is the minimum limit, not the maximum limit. Don't get confused between the sign of the inequality and the minimum maximum thing. I am saying it again and again. If there is greater than equal sign, it means the minimum limit is given. If there is less than equal sign, it means the maximum limit is given. All right, just think it practically so you will get to know it better, or otherwise watch this video time and again in order to understand the concept carefully. We are only left with our last example, that is 8th example, and it's also including a statement. So let's do that. This is our last example of this exercise. Let's read the statement very carefully. Find all pairs of consecutive odd natural numbers. Firstly, we should know what consecutive odd natural numbers are. Now, for example, I am writing some odd numbers. Odd numbers 3, 5, 7, 9. These all are consecutives. How do I know? Because I am not skipping any of the odd number in between, and the next will be 11, then will be 13, then will be 15. So without skipping any number of particular kind, not I'm saying that I have skipped 4, but I am not skipping any odd number. So when we do not skip any number of a particular kind, the series or the sequence of numbers we get is known as the consecutive numbers. All right, so these are consecutive odd natural numbers. We have to find all pairs of consecutive odd natural numbers. Now let's read the conditions. So if we have to find the consecutive odd natural numbers, we have to suppose, we have to let odd consecutive natural numbers is equals x. So in a pair there is a one number and there is second as well, because 2 forms a pair. So let first number be x. Now what will be the second number? What will be the second number? The second number will be x plus 2. How? Because when we add 2 in an odd number, we will get the next odd number. Then if we add 2 again, we will get the next odd number. Then again the next odd number, then the next one. Because 3 plus 2, 5, 5 plus 2, 7, 7 plus 2, 9. That is why one number will be x and the second number will be x plus 2. Now let's read the conditions. Both of which are larger than 10. Now, when they will be larger than 10, according to first condition, it's saying that both should be larger than 10. So if we write first condition that x must be larger than 10, it will be right. Because if x is larger than 10, then x plus 2 will automatically be larger than 10 only. So first condition is saying this inequality, that x must be larger than 10. And the next one, such that their sum is less than 40. Now their sum must be less than 40. So what is a second condition saying? Second condition is stating that x plus 2 must be less than 40. This is our second equation. Now we have found both of the conditions from the statement. We just have to find the pairs. So to find the pairs, we have to find the value of x, that in which limit the value of x is lying. So let's start. Now one inequality is already defined, that x is greater than 10. So we know that now all of the pairs of consecutive numbers, we will find consecutive odd numbers must be greater than 10 only. So solve this. You will get 2x plus 2 less than 40, 2x less than 40 minus 2, that is 38, and x less than 19. Now we have a limit of x. X must be less than 19 but must be greater than 10. So if you find only this, then x is greater than 10. If you find only this, then x is less than 19. So this is our limit of x, and from this we will make the pairs of consecutive odd numbers. So write the reason from where we have got this, from 1 and just make it as 3, from 1 and 3. Now we have to form the pairs simply. Greater than 10, which odd number is there greater than 10? That is 11. After 11 there is number 13. One pair is done. Now the second pair, 13, and next one is 15. Now the third one, 15 and 17. Now 17 and 19. We cannot take x equals 19 because it's strictly less than, and that's why we are forming these kind of brackets, because 19 will not be included. Okay, so x is less than 19, clear, and it's greater than 10. So these are the four pairs of consecutive odd natural numbers. Okay, so if you have any doubt regarding these numbers, you can also cross check, because there is second condition as well, that is their sum is less than 40. So you can add both of these, and in each case your sum will be less than 40 only. So you can cross check your answer as well. All right, with this example we are done with our first exercise, that is 6.1, and it was an easy one, I guess. But if you still find any problem while solving the sum, just feel free to contact me through my comments, and I will be more than happy to assist you with your problems, and surely will be solving them for you. Now we will be learning the plotting and the other solution of a system of linear inequalities in the next exercise. So see you in the next video. Thanks for watching the video, and don't forget to press the subscribe button before you leave my channel, alright, in order to get new updates regularly. Also press the bell button as well, so to get notified.